Hi, everybody. Well, somebody brought it to my attention, maybe more than one, that I seem to be turned my channel into a toy channel. Well, that's fine. Toys are awesome. My kids get new toys all the time. But I do love comic books, so let's fix that right now. When I first started buying comics a year or two ago, I didn't have an LCS, and I really didn't know anybody that collected comic books, so I do a lot of stuff on eBay. I wasn't really on Instagram yet, and I got stuff from like Indiegogo and things like that. So I always kind of wanted to review the Indiegogo things. And I was hoping to kind of get them all at once and then do a big video. But the Indiegogos take a while, and sometimes they're very late. I'm looking at you, Red Rooster. I can buy them at Walmart apparently, so can I get my book now? Anyways, so I don't know when they're going to come in, so I'm just going to do them as they come. The first one I'm going to do today is Cyberfrog. Now, I know this book has probably been reviewed. I actually haven't seen any reviews for it. I just didn't watch any. I'm sure there's millions of them. And like I said, the reason I'm doing it so late is because I was kind of hoping to do them all together, but I don't know. So, anyways, let's just get into the review. Alright, so let's get into the review. Before I review the book, there's some throw-in stuff that I'm going to show you. The first is the ash can with the signature on there. Cool, he threw an ash can in. That's pretty old school. And no barbarian, you cannot have it. Then there is a bookmark, which until this moment, I actually forgot there was a bookmark in there. So I've been reading trades lately, and I could use that bookmark, so that might be getting used. You also got, sorry for all the wrapper, Cyberfrog with a big old sticker. And then you got these pack of cards. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Just throw in stuff. And on to the book. This is the original one. I didn't like upgrade or anything. So you get this chromium. Looks like some 90s goodness, which I'm pretty sure that's what he was going for. It is super shiny. Let's see if I can get a good look at it. I'm sure you've seen it by now. Okay, so right away, the covers is awesome, but then it kind of does this weird thing where you have this cover and then you have this I don't know, it's like, I don't know, like comic book stock or something. I'm not sure what this is, where he signed it and you get like little sketches and stuff on it, and then the back one has it as well. So it kind of makes almost like a taco feel when you when you read it. So you kind of fight with it a little bit, but it's really not a big deal. All right, so part one starts with you're kind of in space, and they're telling you what's going on, and this is like a mothership, like literally, I think. And they decide they're going to protect mankind. I really don't know why they wanted to protect mankind. I don't know if I was supposed to have some kind of idea of Cyberfrog. I didn't think I needed to. So like I said, I didn't have an LCS. I still don't really have an LCS. So I was getting a lot of these books on eBay, and then I got these on the crowdfunding sites. So I'm not 100% sure, but like I said, I don't know. I'm rambling. I don't know why they decided to protect humankind other than they're worth saving. And I'm pretty sure they kind of wanted to get a human, and then they got the frog. Oh, it says right here, was that the outcome that we were hoped for? So they got a frog, and then they kind of explained to him, hey, you need to, protect humankind. And he just like, yeah, sure, whatever, no problem. And then his brother, who's a salamander, and I think he's like salamander droid or something like that, who's actually kind of more the badass, because he's like, I don't know, super tall and crazy. Anyway, they say, hey, look here, your brother Cyberfrog, he's kind of the favorite child. We kind of like him a little more, so you're just gonna back him up and just make sure nobody kind of gets in his way. And he's like, okay. So yeah, so they kind of agree, and then the first part is them just kind of figuring out who they are and what kind of skills they have. And they explain to him that there's like this horde of bees that come, and I'm sure they take over a lot of things, but they want to use humans as their as their Capri Sun pack, and then they get all the juices out of us and then feed it to their children. And so I'm not sure why they want to, but they're like, hey, sure, why not? And then out of nowhere, you have this chick. Now, I really do appreciate the way Ethan Van Sciver draws the ladies. She is very pretty, and he spent a lot of time drawing her, obviously. And in this fella, let me see if I can get this in the screen here. He's got glowing eyes. So he's not just some kind of normal creep who's like, hey, babe. So I'm not sure what his deal is. And Cyberfox shows up and kicks his tail, and then like literally the next page, they're best good buddies. Maybe a little bit more than best good buddies. I don't think they're supposed to be, but there's stuff like she gets his tattoo, which is kind of strange. And it's like they hang out like constantly, and he borderline stalks her because he's always around. I mean, look how big his brother is. Like that's him holding her in his hand. But somehow he's like okay with. Sure, Cyberfrog's the favored one. And then here's the ships of them coming in. I really hope it focuses really good, because I don't know how long it took to draw that ship. I mean, I really want it to like focus. Don't show my face. There you go. Look at that. Like, that's crazy. And they're heading for Earth, man. And then the fight happens, and they're Bill Clinton's here because it's the 98s, it's the 1990s, and they're eating fast food chicken, I think it is, and just kind of hanging out. And then they got word like, hey, I think it's happening. Here they come. So him and his brother take off. And I'm flipping. I'm rambling a little bit because I want to show this scene. So like these two people are like camping or something. They're just out in the woods. Here comes the mess. And see, here's like that guy. Focus. There you go. Yeah, that's called sucking your brains. That's the medical definition. And then here's kind of like panel of the day. All right. Panel of the day is this chick. That'll give you nightmares. Okay. And that's what they do. And then right here, they're feeding the mess up to the kiddos. You know, like you do. You want to make sure your kids are taken care of. And then there's fighting. And I'm going to keep going with the brother because look at the brother. He's ripping cars in half and such. And they're fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. More of awesome art because Ethan Van Sciver is clearly extremely talented. And then right here, this is the part that I have questions about. Right here. Where's that? There. They attack him all at once, and they seemingly take out his brother. Okay, which is awfully fast, you know. So I got questions about that. We'll get back to that in just a minute. Part 3 is pretty good. So he gets like knocked out. Okay, he goes offline. When he comes back, it's the future. And here's another. Just in case you didn't know that Ethan Van Sciver is an artist, he's just going to remind you that he is. So here's what the Earth looks like after they take over the bee's knees. And he shows up and he's like, what's going on? He looks to see what's happening. Then, of course, he finds his friend back. And that's it. I don't want to give too much away. It's been out for like a year or something. Okay, so like I said before, I wanted to kind of do all these at once, but I was gonna come as I'm gonna do them as they come. They take forever. This has been out for a year. You guys all know how it goes. But here's my last like little bit here. I think Ethan Van Sciver knew what he wanted. He knew what kind of story he wanted. He had a rough outline of what he wanted. Okay. And then he threw down on the art. And he threw down. Like, this is... it was taking a year, and I remember going, man, where's that one book that I bought? And I kept checking in, and he was really good about giving updates and stuff. He went way over time. But I think if you have any kind... if you hate him, then you hate him. And if you love him, you're like, oh, he could have took 10 years. It's great. But I would say if you just looked at this even for a second and saw how much detail goes in, it's clearly not just a bunch of computer work they did. Not a lot of copying other people's work and getting it done really fast. He clearly put pencil to paper and just knocked it out. I mean, the art is ridiculous. That being said, I think he kind of just wanted to remind the comic book world kind of artist he was. And then he kind of put the story to fit the comic book art. Because I don't really understand why the alien race. Now, I'll put a little asterisk here because this is the first one. Maybe it's supposed to be a quick overview. And then the next ones that come out really, flesh it all out. But I really don't understand why they wanted to save the human race. They didn't really give a good reason. I would like to hear why they sent, two badasses in to make sure. I don't know why the frog and the salamander are going to kill themselves for the humans. They really haven't been seen to be. I mean, you have the girl who kind of grounds them, but you don't really seem a reason why they should care. And then when salamander dies, or even if the cyber frog died or the friend died, I don't know if I would care that much because I really just don't know them. Like, it's not like shocking. But like I said, it's the first one. That could be the case. I kind of liked it whenever the third part when they got back, even though they're all very short. I mean, I like that part the best. So yeah, I would just say he's a comic book artist, not a writer necessarily. The writing's not bad. It's just there's not a lot there. I need a little more meat on the bones to get me to care about the characters. If this was came out every month book, I would definitely give it a 3 or 4 more. I mean, just on the art alone, I would, but I'd probably give it 3 or 4 more just to kind of see where it's going. Like I got a little taste. Let me get the full meat on the bone. And then with the salamander character, I liked him. So it feels like to me he was done away with so quick, and you didn't get to know him. It doesn't seem right. So it seems like to me they were setting that up for that old classic. I lost my brother. I mourn him, even though he kind of didn't. I mourn him, and then he comes back, and now he's my arch enemy forever. I kind of feel like that's where that might be going. I mean, I don't know, but it seems like it. So yeah, I would say art A+, writing just based on this C-, maybe a little bit better. With like I said, an asterisk, because if it's just more to come, then so be it. That being said, though, it did take a long time for this to come out, and it was it was expensive. It wasn't a $5 book, but like I said, I would buy more, so that's good. And maybe the reason why I'm kind of like, where's the story, is because I want to know. Like, I'm actually curious in this world what happens, and that's more than I can say for a lot of books coming out these days. A lot of the new books I read, I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's nice, throw it away, throw it in the gutter, and go buy another. Yeah, so that's my review of Cyber Frog. I give it a passing grade for sure, above passing, and great artist. He could use a little bit more help in the writing department, just flesh him out a little bit. But maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, and he comes out with Cyber Frog 2, and I'm just like, whoa, there it goes. It all ties it up. So anyway, if you like what you saw in this review, you can go ahead and give me a subscribe, and what do? They hit the bell and comment below and thumbs up and all that. So I'm gonna do the other ones. I don't know all the ones I've got off the top of my head. I know I got like Graveyard Shift, and I got a bunch, and I'm just gonna do them, in a little series here. So if you like it, stick with me and make some comments. And if you thought I was completely wrong and I'm a moron, right down at the bottom, you can let me know if I was a moron. And maybe I missed something. I'm totally open for that. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time. Bye-bye. Wait, you're still here? Perhaps you're looking for the word of the day.
Shenanigans.
I can't understand a word you're saying. Try again.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. This is shenanigans. Thanks for watching.